क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो हमारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% करे नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you live at zero complete level, मौज में रहो, be happy.
Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. These three factors, if they are clearly understood, a lot of our understanding about the scriptures and ourselves will be clear. The three factors are, one is dravya or matter, which goes into the formation of structures. Second is the experience which is gathered through these structures. And the third is to whom the experience is happening. This mic does not have the experience or knowledge that it is a mic. Somebody else has. So, in establishing anything in this world, these three factors are involved. First factor is the object, structure. Like, take a simple example. My eyes you are seeing. So there are how many things involved? One is the structural eye. Second is the functional eye. Now the structure and functions, they belong to whom? To I, to me. So when we talk about creation, in this creation, these three things are involved. And all of them are expression of the same reality. This is what we have to understand. Normally what happens, we have this understanding, wherever there is life, there is God. Where there is no life, no God. See? But this is the basic difference in our scriptures and all other scriptures. And therefore, when we touch a Shivalinga, we are touching God. For us, there is no difficulty in understanding this. See? But those who are taking only life as the expression of God or God, then their understanding is incomplete. This incomplete understanding is called as ignorance. This incomplete understanding is called as ajnana. So what our scriptures help us? Break this incompleteness and come to know fully what it is. For example, I am body, this is not a problem. Problem is, this body I am and that body I am not. Samsara begins. Now on what ground we say that this body I am and that body I am not? If that body I have not created, this body also I have not created. See, friends, this is the topic. So, structural aspect, Rai or Prakriti we have seen in the first Prashna, first question, where from the whole Praja is created. So it was told first he desired the Prajapati. See, friends, a boy or a girl born, they slowly start growing. When they reach puberty, that time the functional aspect of the procreation is not coming from outside. It was dormant in them. And as long as it is dormant, it is not a problem. When it becomes ready to manifest, then all the problems begin. Exactly the same way, when Paramatma, Brahman, or Bhagavan, his inherent potentiality, Chit Shakti, or Maya, whatever name you give, Avyakta Namni Paramesha Shakti, whatever name you give. When Paramatma as if becomes aware of his own potentiality, that state is called as the Prajapati. And after this Prajapati is born, meaning what? When a boy gets married, they print the what you call it, wedding card. In Bombay cards, I have seen. There they write the uh, boy is written as Var and a girl is written as Vadhu. Questions come of all kinds. Swamiji, why they write Var and Vadhu? You ask them, I have not written. No, 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 you know. I say Var means, the best one. Vadhu means the one who does Vadha. That Vadhu. Now, when they are getting married, that time this potentiality in both of them is getting activated. So, Kamayata, he is called a Prajapati. So, a boy getting married, then he has taken a step of Prajapati. And now this Paramatma, when he became Prajapati, he created two things, the Prana and the Rai. Prana aspect and Rai aspect. Now be very attentive. If you stand in front of a wall, you don't see your reflection. You may be extremely beautiful, all polishing done, yet there will be no reflection in the wall. But if you stand in front of the mirror, it comes. There is something wrong with our face? No. The media at which we are looking. In the same manner, Paramatma is everywhere. But the reflection of the Paramatma happens only in Vijnanamaya Kosha. So, Annamaya Kosh, external, Pranamaya activity, Manomaya knowledge, and in that Manomaya Kosh, the Vijnanamaya Kosh. Now, in that Vijnanamaya Kosh, when a particular thought erupts for whatever reason, in that thought, consciousness reflects as Chidabhas. Intellect by itself is inert. Like the world is inert, Pancha Mahabhutas are inert. See? Everything is inert. Sense organs, everything. But when it comes to buddhi, and in that buddhi, whatever is included, it becomes a thought. In that thought, the consciousness reflects as Chidabhasa. Thereafter, that inert thought becomes enlivened. That enlivened thought is called life. If electricity goes through the bulb, it gives light. I don't have bulb, what to do? I'll do one thing, I'll put electricity directly on me, I'll get the light. Try. Electricity can express as light only in the filament of the bulb, not in the glass outside, not in the anode cathode. Exactly the same way, Paramatma reflects as Chidabhasa. Thereafter, that bulb is called as it is a live bulb. If the light cannot come, it is a dead bulb. In the same manner, that buddhi, vritti, where consciousness is expressing as Chidabhasa, becomes enlivened. And because of that enlivened buddhi, the body becomes enlivened. And now this desire factor from the buddhi and the enlivening aspect from the Chidabhasa. So Chidabhasa become the prana and buddhi vritti become the rai. They together produce the world. What is the world produce? Desire. When the original Paramatma has desired, desire is coming inherited by us. Now the difference is, Paramatma's desire is an expression of completeness. Our expression is our desire is the expression of incompleteness. Like yesterday I gave you example, river waters move, ocean also moves. Movement of the river waters is on account of the incompleteness. Therefore, struggling to reach the ocean. Doesn't matter whether I will maintain my name or not. Doesn't matter whether I will maintain my individuality or not. I have to go back. Are we not doing that? Going to sleep means what? Same thing. Running back. What for? For happiness. See, my friends, this is the whole creation, and therefore Rai and Prana, and then factors of time, space, and object. Objects are the things around us. Then space is the one which contains all the objects, and the sequence is established by the mind. So these three things, time, space, and object, is created, and in that the world is created. Praja. In Dakshinamurti Stotra, you have heard, बीजस्यांतरिवांकुरो जगदिदं प्रांग निर्विकल्पम पुनः माया कल्पित देश काल कलना वैचित्र चित्रीकृतम. Out of one space, Maya kalpita desha kala kalana. Then one space is called as north, east, west, south. What is the logic? Because of the movement of the earth around the sun. And movement is possible because of the space. Space doesn't move, support the earth's movement. And wherever there is a movement, a sequence is established. Wherever sequence is established, principle of time is born. So time, space, and object, these three put together is samsara. It is a matrix of three. 3 by 3. Out of that, take support of anything. The gross seekers, for them, support is vastu, desha, kala, vastu, vastu. Take a thing and do prayer. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Result is the same. Then kala, sit for meditation. Meaning what? Don't move. Stop the kala, stop the time. When the mind stops, world disappears. Bhakti, vastu pradhan. Meditation, kala pradhan. And knowledge is akash pradhan. Space. What is space? Supports everything. doesn't get disturbed by anything, not against anything, doesn't get influenced by anything. Is it not our status? Our eyes see every color and form, doesn't oppose anything, doesn't get influenced by anything. Colors and forms have got speciality. Red is not green, green is not blue, blue is not yellow. Vision has no color, no form. Akash. Pakdo isko. And then you see life becomes a fun. Dekho Maharaj. So, after having told this in the first question reply, now that second question is asked. Pranaha atta prajapati iti uktam. Tasya prajapatitvam amrtatvam cha अस्मिन् शरीरे अवधारितव्यम इति अयम प्रश्न आरभ्यते. How beautiful each and every word. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, it was told, pranaha atta. Prana is the experiencer and he is the prajapati. It was said in the earlier one. Tasya, of this prajapati, amrutatvam asmin sharire avadharitavya. Now that prana, the experiencer, the prajapati, has to be experienced by us in our own body. It is for that purpose the second question is taken for discussion. Otherwise, it remains only object to erudition, scholarship. Friend, this thing I told you 100 times. Whatever we study, it must be immediately applied on oneself. Application means learn. Like, if our eyes are illuminating colors and forms, not getting influenced by any one of them, no apply on that. Really, it doesn't influence. Meaning what? The illuminator is not influenced by what is illumined. So we illuminate miseries. If we get influenced by the miseries, a miserable is born. What will the spiritual practice? थोड़े गम है, थोड़ी खुशियां, ये जीवन है. Learn, learn, learn. Nobody can teach us. One day, somebody asked me a question, probably Rishikesh or somewhere. Swamiji, please don't quote my example in your lectures. I said, I will quote, but I will not tell your name. Which are the books you refer for telling the examples? I am always short of examples when I give lectures. I said, you are one example. Friends, if you learn, everything in this world is an example. Those who learn from the experiences of others, they are wise people. And those who do not learn even from their own experiences, they are dumbo. Nobody can teach them. Learn. That is the basis of spiritual life. So, whatever we have learned in the first chapter, now that has to be applied in our life. Therefore, the question is raised. Prashna arabhyate. Ata hainam bhargavo vaidharvihi papracha bhagavan katteva deva praja vidharayante katara et prakashayante kapunaha esham varishtaha iti. Bhagavan, kindly tell me, Bhargavo Vaidharvi, he asked this question. Bhagavan, Kati eva deva praja vidharayante. Which are the functional aspects by which the body is kept alive? If only a dead body is there, we don't call it as a being. So, what is that function? Deva means Devtana Deva, functional aspect. What is that? Because of which this praja is sustained. Who is that? Because of which the life is sustained. Katara eta prakashayante. And who are those who are illuminating all the activities of the praja, the body or the beings? And third, kaha punaha esham varishtaha iti. And among all of them, who is the superior most? So three questions are asked. Which are the gods which are supporting these praja? Then how they are functioning, and who is the topmost among them? Three of them. Our mantras in our scriptures have got this beauty. Every mantra has got three aspects. One is Adi Bhautik aspect, second is Adi Daivik aspect, and third is Adhyatmik aspect. Adi Bhautik means structural. Adi Daivik means functional. Adhyatmik means subjective. Like the sun which is hanging in the sky, that is the Adi Bhautik sun, gross, about which the NASA fellows talk, about which the scientists talk. There is the Adi Bhautik. Then there is Adi Daivik sun, because of whom Kunti Mata had this son Karna. Adi Daivik. And the third one is Adhyatmik sun, because of which we have the functionality of our eyes. Three are required together. Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, and Adhyatmik. So here, these are the three questions. And in reply to that, the teacher asked this question. The student has asked this thing. So now the teacher tells, Tasmai sahovacha akasho hava esha devaha. Who is that Deva, God, who is sustaining this praja, the being? Akasha hova esha devaha. Then Vayuhu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, Vang, Manas, Chakshu, Shrotram cha, te prakashya abhivadanti, vayametad banam avashtabhya vidharayamaha. Such a beautiful story it is. Akasha va esha devaha. You must have experienced this thing. I always experience this. Whenever you are filling the suitcase, always the contents are more than the size of the suitcase, whatever may be the suitcase. And then you are lucky to have somebody to bother you. So take this also, take that also, take this also. But there is no space in the suitcase. No, make some space. You cannot make space. Then remove something. So without space, nothing can exist. See how simple it is. So Akashaho Esha Devaha. Now, very important thing. This topic comes in Yoga Vasishta. There are three spaces. The space where you and me are now is called as the gross space or Bhutakash. The second is the Chittakash, the mind space. And the third is Chidakash. Now, all the three spaces alone make it possible for the existence of gross space support the gross world. Mind space supports the thought world. And Chidakasha supports the experiencer. Three of them. So, Akasha Hava Esha Devaha. How beautiful. If there is no gross space, no world. If there is no mind space, no dreams. And if there is no Chidakasha, there cannot be Chidabhasa. Therefore, Chidakasha, the conscious space, is a solid space. This word Akash is very beautiful. Kasha is the dhatu. When you add A before the Kash, it becomes emptiness. Akasha, avakashat akasha. When before the same Kash dhatu, you add pra as the prefix, it becomes prakasha. So akasha is both. Avakashat, supporting everything and illuminating everything. देखो संतो, Akash supports light. Akash supports darkness. If there is no space, you can't see anything. Therefore, Akasho Hava Esha Devaha. Now, if you simply take the translation, see, this God is space. Nothing. That's all the time, frustrated. क्यों मुझे पैदा किया? Friends. So, Akasha Esha Devaha. Taittiriya Upanishad. तस्मात् आत्मनः आकाश संभूतः आकाशाद् वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरापः अद्भ्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्या पृथिव्या औषधयः औषधिभ्यः पुरुषः. The whole creation, where from everything starts, from the space. Akasha Esha Deva. Now what is Akasha produces? From Akasha is born Vayu, Agni, Aap, Prithvi. Four great elements, they come out of the space. Can we imagine this? Space has no movement. The capsule of air, Vatavaran, around the globe is up to a particular limit. Beyond that, there is no air. From that empty space, the air has come. Be very attentive. Space is infinite without movement. In that infinite, movementless space, imagine, starts moving. What will happen? Air is produced. Moving space is air. Therefore, space has got one quality, Shabda. Then air has one more added, Sparsha. In one of my children's camp many years before, I was talking to them. So, how to tell the children about this thing? So, I told, say, hey, you get that soil? He goes, put it down like this. This is earth. Children were thrilled. We have understood what is earth. Now, see, now you go and get little water, pour it here. This is water. Element water. Oh, small kids, 4 or 5 years, thrilled to know about it. Then fire, then air. So I said, you come here. Do your hand like this. Then I did. Did you get any feeling? Yes. What is that? What is touching you? Air. That is air. Oh, that is air. Children are children. Then space. Now, how to tell what is space? So I was also thinking how to tell them how to tell. Then I said, do you see anything in between my fingers? No, that is space. Oh, that is space. Yes. Then I went for breakfast to somebody's house. The child was also there. So he has to tell Mommy, Mommy, do you know what Swamiji taught us? 5 great elements. Earlier things he did. got the soil, spoiled it, dining table, put the water on that. See? And then the candle he gave there. Air he showed, Mummy, come here. Then the problem came about the space. He was searching now what to do. Swamiji, yes, will you please do like this thing? And that which is in between the fingers of Swamiji is the space. See, friends, what a joy it is. So, from these five great elements, the five sense organs, five organs of action, and pancha pranas, and mana buddhi chitta ahankar antakaran, all these five things are produced. See? Five great elements, pancha. Five jnanendriyas, pancha. Five karmendriyas, pancha. Five prana, pancha prana. Antakaran, panchakam. Vedantis talk about antakaran chatushte. That is incomplete. Hey Maharaj, Vedantis will get shaken. Because manabuddhi chitta hankar, they are not structural. They are functional. When the thoughts are in a state of confusion and chaos, that state of the thought is called mind. When the state of the thought is in a state of conviction or decision, doesn't matter right or wrong, that state of the thought, decisive state of the thought is called as intellect. Then the thought in the form of the memory, pixels, is called the chitta. And the thought in the form of ownership of the earlier three is called as ahankar. Now the question comes, can there be thoughts without a support? Can there be waves without the ocean or the water? So where these thoughts are coming? That is called antakaran. Bahikaran, external instruments. Antakaran, internal instruments. So these are the four internal instruments and they are on the antakaran. Therefore, everything is pancha, 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 five, 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 five. And therefore, this world is called as prapancha. Prakarshena pancha. Not pancha. Or punch somebody. Friends. So, Akasho Hava Esha Devaha, Vayu Agni Apaha Prithvi, all these elements, and from the space, after elements are born, then every element has got its own, what they call tanmatra. Tanmatra means what? Matra means only. Tan mane that only. Tad matra is tanmatra. Dakar followed by makar becomes nakar. How it is, go to Sanskrit grammar, you will learn. Tanmatra, that alone. Now be attentive. The tanmatra of the space is Shabda Tanmatra. Shabda, any Shabda. Somebody respects you, Maharaj. Somebody disrespects you, stupid. Or Saregama Padanisa, Gujarati, Bengali, Chinese, Korean. These are all Shabda, but they are specific Shabda. Shabda Tanmatra is non-specific sound. Therefore, wherever anything special is added or created, samsara is created. See? I don't like that language. I like only my language, Bengali. See? We are lost in the samsara. Similarly, another example, water. The tanmatra of the water, rasa. Rasa is taste. Doesn't matter what taste. But I like only sweet. I don't like bitter. Samsara begins. So what is the spiritual practice now? Tell me. Don't seek for anything, special status in life. You don't become extraordinary. Remain ordinary. But normally what happens? Spirituality means holier than thou. This time I was in Alaska and surprised. The number of vegetarian and vegan restaurants were more than the non-vegetarian restaurants. Surprising? I don't take non-veg at all. I left it long back. Okay, no, vegetarian, no. I'm vegan. Wow. अंदर जाके गोबर ही बनना है. See, the more you give a special status to yourself, you are divorced from your divinity. See, friends, our spiritual practice should be such. Nobody should even suspect us. But then we have to have different type of clothes, different type of shirts, different type of shoes. Why? Mahatma. This is the meaning. So, from the space, 5 great elements. 5 great elements have got their tanmatras. Then from each tanmatra, there are 3 things produced. Tamoguni aspect of the Shabda, tanmatra of the space, the internal ear is produced, not the external ear. Once in the children's camp, I asked them, I said, hey, you tell me, why God has given us, say, nose and ears and eyes and all that. So, simple way they told. I said, no, you are wrong. There was one child, very smart, but not interested in anything. I said, you tell. I said, because we don't smell with this nose. Nose is inside. We don't hear with this ear. They are also inside. Why God has given? For keeping the glasses. Very true. Imagine if there is no nose and there are no hooks, where will you keep the glasses? How true it is. Friends. So, structural aspect of the ears, then functional aspect of the ear, and the hearer. So, the tamoguna aspect of the space creates the structural ear. Rajoguna aspect of this tanmatra or the shabda tanmatra creates the functional, and sattva create the ear. Karmendriya, Jnanendriya. Let me put it this way, it will be easier. Sattva guna aspect create the Jnanendriyas of all the pancha tanmatras. Rajoguna aspect creates the pancha karmendriyas. And the sattva guna aspect is now living as the mind, mana buddhi chitta ahankar. Out of the same pancha mahabhut, these 3 aspects are created. Thereafter, vang manas chakshu shrotram cha. Now, thereafter what happens? That everybody starts thinking, because of me only this life is there in this body. This story comes in Prashnopanishad. Suras and Asuras, they were having a war. And in that war, the Suras win the war. So they are celebrating. And then they have got arrogance, because of me, the war was won. And when they had that arrogance, their Yaksha, Bhagwan comes in that form of Yaksha, most wonderful one, and standing there. Who is standing in front of us? Don't they know we are victorious? We can kill anybody. So I go and find out, don't worry. Just like that. Now Agni Devata, he has that arrogance. I can do anything in life. He goes. After I gone to Yaksha Bhagwan, Yaksha Bhagwan asked him a question. Who are you? What is your name? You can imagine, I go to Subhaji's house, he opens the door. Who are you? What is your name? He'll give you one. Isn't it? Now he goes to Yaksha Bhagwan and he asks him the question, who are you? What's your name? You don't know me? Aham Agni, Jata Vedava. Then, what is your power? My power you are asking. I can burn anything in this world. Really? And then he keeps one blade of grass with a dew drop on that. Burn this thing. You can imagine, elephant is asked to lift a papad. How insulting it is. Now Agni Devata is going with all anger and start foo, foo, foo. Nothing happens. All highest power that he can produce. Gets frustrated and goes back. Like that, here, all these devatas, which are the devatas, Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, Panchapranas, everything, they are all devatas. They are sustaining the body. Everybody started thinking, because of me, only this body is functional. So, te prakasha abhivadanti. When they were manifested, then they started telling, Vayam etad banam avashtabhyaha vidharayamaha. Because of us only, this body is alive. Everybody has this thing. Because of me only the world is moving. Here, parents, grandparents should remember, before we were not in this world, nothing was lacking. When we will leave this world, nothing will be anywhere, any lacuna. If you don't trust me, go and see. So, our earlier absence and our posterior absence has no consequences. What our presence is making consequence in this world? I want to improve my world. Friends, this is the story of you and me. We start imagining, because of me only things are happening. I have taken so much of pain. I have done so much for you when you were small. I should take you here and now you don't listen. Who asked you? Or Mahamantra? Children do not need the parents. Parents need the children. When you people get married, if a child is not produced, they start running from pillar to post. And then that arrogance, they don't listen. Your problem you created, now solve. Friends, spiritual life will make you misery immune. Nobody can make you miserable. But all the time, Swami ji, आपको क्या, आप सन्यासी है, हम देखो ना. Who asked you? For everything there is a mantra. See, friends. So, all of them had that arrogance. Vayam etad banam avashtabhya vidharayamaha. We are only supporting this life in this body. Next mantra. Tan varishtaha pranaha uvacha ma moham apadyata atha ahameva etatvam panchada atmanam prayubhajya etad banam avashtabhya vidharayami iti te ashraddhadhana babu. So the principle of life said, hey, ma moham apadyata. Don't fool yourself. Why? Because Aham etat atmanam panchadha vibhajya. I only get myself divided into 5. See? For every object, there is a separate instrument, separate jnanendriya. But all of them are expression of the same mind functioning through 5 gadgets and expressing as the hearing ability, the touching ability, the seeing ability, the hearing and the tasting ability, and the smelling ability. If there is no mind behind them, they are non-functional. You don't have to do anything, only recognize it, that's it. Therefore, real spiritual practice is undoing all what we have been doing in life. Spiritual practice is unbecoming whatever we have become. Enough of that. Enough. No, stop there. So, moham ma apadyata aham eva etad panchada atmanam prayuvajya etad banam avashtabhyaha vidharayami. I am only sustaining and supporting this body, this prana. Therefore, don't have the wrong understanding. Because of this I am great, because no. We are great because there is life inside. So life alone is expressing as all the faculties. Paramatma Sat. The inherent potentiality of Paramatma is Chit. Expression of this Sat and Chit together is Ananda. Ananda deva kalvimani bhutani jayante. Anandena jatani jivanti. World is an expression of Ananda bliss. Therefore, bliss is our essential nature. But what is our experiential nature? Blisters. How the bliss is converted into blisters? When you are alone, bliss. When there are 2, blisters. Pati Patni. You tell me, whatever we have done or not done in life, for what? Has anybody ever got married to become miserable? Further dash, dash, dash. Not that, it's blow. So if we are essentially blissful, be very attentive, it's a very simple thing. Like the fire essentially goes up. So whatever you may lit the fire and try to do it down, it will go up. Because everything reverts back to its natural status. That is our essential nature. Be very attentive. We are all essentially blissful. And therefore, we want to go to sleep. Even in the satsang. Why? Lullaby. What happened? Realize. What realize? I was sleeping. Going back to the natural state, bliss. But instead of remaining blissful, what we are doing, we are seeking bliss. We are seeking bliss from things and beings. And therefore, when you don't put on shoes, no blisters. You buy new shoes, blisters come because 2 of them start rubbing each other. Therefore, all these sense organs are helping us to become miserable. So if we come back to the tanmatra, like the food, whatever may be the taste of the food, if we are seated on the tongue, not in the object of the world, of the tongue, then we will give ourselves zero choice. Whatever comes, accept it cheerfully, gracefully. Therefore, What is spiritual practice? Don't get lost into any special status in life. Elderly people have got that problem. These days, children don't respect elders. Now tell me a simple rule. What is our contribution that we are grown up? Did we pump air every day? हाँ अभी हो गया 28 साल का हो गया नहीं. It's happening. And what an abhiman, arrogance out of it. These days, children don't respect elders. What we have got? Our better than us are the stones on the road, lying there for millions of years. Because we demand a special status. No. Friends. So, all these gods, all the Jnanendriyas, Karmendriya, Manabuddhi, Chitta, Hankar, they had that notion. Because of me only the things are happening. This is how Bhagwan's Maya plays. So somebody has got very good voice and sings. The only thing is he has to sing or she has to sing. And you know what the parents do? This happened in New Zealand many years before. They give wrong information to their children. For example, daughter. She is told by the parents that you are so sweet, you are so beautiful, you are like the angel and all that. One mother told me her newly born child, I mean, see how my son is so beautiful, is it not? No, I don't know what I will talk with. ऐसे बचपन में गधे का बच्चा भी सुंदर दिखता है. Whole life she talked. On the contrary, गधे का बच्चा ही सुंदर दिखता है. आदमी का बच्चा सुंदर नहीं दिखता. So that child was told, oh, you are so beautiful, so nice and all that. Grown up girl, maybe about 20 or so. And we are going somewhere and Swami, please come see how beautiful that is. I said, yeah, you go and come back. I am going to stand here. I am lazy. I don't want to go. No, no, come see how beautiful it looks. I said, look here. Anything which looks beautiful is never beautiful. What do you mean? I said, for example, you look beautiful. Next 3 days she didn't talk. We are all having that notion. And our life is only a notional life. I am a good singer, I am a good speaker, I am a good dancer, I am a good writer. These are all our notions. And we are buried under those notions. And this is what all these faculties, they started telling, because of us only this body is maintained. And the life principle said, Ma moham apadyata, don't be deluded, don't fool yourself. I only am expressing the various faculties. And when it was said, Te ashraddhana babuvu, what life? If eyes are not there, what life will do? So they ashraddhana babu, they did not believe in that. So then the prana, the principle of life, started playing fool with them. Saha abhimanat urdhvam utkramata iva tasmin utkramati atha itare sarvam eva utkramante tasmischa pratishthamane sarva eva pratishtante tadyatha makshika madhukara rajanam उत्क्रामंतम सर्वा एव उत्क्रामंते तस्मिश्च प्रतिष्ठमाने सर्वा एव प्रतिष्ठन्ते एवं वांग मनश्चक्षुश्रोत्रम च ते प्रीता प्राणम स्तुवन्ति. So prana, the life principle. Okay, you don't believe in me. Okay. And he pretended that the body is living the life. And when eva means as if. So as if the prana is going to leave the body. When that was happening, all the faculties became lame and numb. Prana prayana samaye kapavata pittam. At the time of death, whatever efforts we have been putting in our life, they become null and void. What can happen at the time of death is only that which does not require any effort. And for that purpose, when somebody is chanting the Lord's name continuously, it becomes like the breathing, part and parcel of our existence. One example I'll tell you, there was one girl, lady rather, in Sikkim. She used to come and stay with me in Lonavala. 2-3 months in winter, she used to come and stay. And not much involved in anything, but very calm and quiet. She used to clean the house and wash and everything. So I used to make fun of her. One day I told her, I said, Amma, our quarters' outer walls have become so dirty, isn't it? And when I went for my lectures, came back, from somewhere she collected a ladder, and in a bucket she has put water and the soap and climbed on that, and she washed the whole walls outside. I said, are you mad? Why are you doing so much? She says, Swamiji, you don't know anything. Tell me. I am not doing anything for you. I am doing it for myself. How come? Whole day I work. You have seen me how I sleep. Once I touch the bed, next 8-9 hours, I am absolutely at peace. So I am doing this not for anybody. It is my need. See, friends, how important it is. So all the time, Swamiji, 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 she used to say. I was in USA, she was in Sikkim, and whatever may be the reason, she died. So last few days or maybe 15 days or so, she was only telling her son, Swamiji, further she could not talk. Swamiji, what Swamiji? Stop. Only Swamiji. When I came back, then I got a message, so I called him. He said, Swamiji, we don't know. Mama was all the time telling Swamiji, Swamiji. But what she wants to tell, we couldn't understand. Do you know what it is? Because that Swamiji, Swamiji telling has become part and parcel of our life. Friends, if we, therefore, the importance of chanting the Lord's name. Our breathing must be synchronized with Lord's name. So, Saha Abhimanad Urdhvam Utkramataiva. He said, okay, I will teach you a lesson. So the prana as if started getting out. And then what happened? Tasmischa Utkramante Itare. All the faculties also started becoming almost dead. Then Tasmischa Pratishtamane. Again he came back. Then Sarve Eva Pratishtante. Then they became normal. Example is given. Tadjatha Makshika Madhukara Rajanam Utkramantam Sarvaveva Utkramante. Like for these honeybees, there is a queen. Wherever the queen goes and lands, all other things, all other bees go and land and make it. When the queen leaves, everybody leaves. How beautiful this example is. In the same manner, when prana leaves, everything is taken care of. Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter. See? When Bhagavan says, ममई वंशो जीवलोके जीवभूत सनातनः मनःषष्ठानि इंद्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति. Then उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं. Then when the jiva goes from one body to another body, he carries with him all the faculties, because all the faculties are expression of the same. So here also, Utkramanta, when he was living as if all were becoming weak, and when he stayed again, became normal. And therefore, tasmischa pratishtamane sarva eva pratishtante evam vang manas chakshu shotram cha te prita pranam stuvanti. And therefore, all the faculties started glorifying life principle. Now, this glorification is so wonderful. What is the glory? Esha Agnistapati, Esha Suryaha, Esha Parjanyaha, Esha Magavan, Esha Vayuhu, Esha Prithvi, Esha Rai, Devaha, Satcha, Asatcha, Amrutamcha, Yatcha. Now be very attentive. Don't get carried away by stories. We have to recognize the truth, the individuality versus totality. Then only the merging is possible. External air and internal air, they are not two. Same. If the contact between internal and external air is cut, how? Do kumbhak. How long? Half an hour. What will happen? All happening will stop. Get this point across. External air, space, internal space. All the attributes of the external space are in the internal space. If we pull the walls away, what will be the understanding and experience of the space? From the house's point of view, inside, outside. From the space's point of view, the hall is in the space. In the same manner, our body is in the prana. Prana is in the mind. Mind is in I. I is the expression of life. Chetana. Chetana is a manifestation of Chaitanya. Everything is in Paramatma. But what happens? We are told external Annamaya Koshaha, Antara Pranamaya Koshaha, then Antara Manomaya Kosha. So we start getting inside, External is the Pranamaya, Annamaya Kosh, inside Pranamaya Kosh, like a Astar Kapde. And then inside is the Manomaya Kosh, inside Buddhi, inside Anandamaya Kosh. In that, like a Sisamam seed, Atma seed. No. We are the container. Include everything. See? Before coming for storing my data, my friend, I told him, I said, hey, buy something here we can store all the data. He bought one and showed me. This much. Smaller than this, a playing card. 4 TB. And it is HD. Solid state. I said, this much? And 4 TB? Yes, Swami, it can come. You can put it in your pocket. So for an ignorant person, how it can contain so much data? In the same manner, we are super ignorant. Whole world is in me? No, I'll burst open. No. See? Why we are not able to accept or understand or even conceive that? Because we are thinking from remaining inside the house. If you have to go out of the house, what you have to do? Give importance to the space, not to the walls. Because of the walls, we have created an illusion of inside, outside in the space. But from the space's point of view, there is nothing like inside, outside. Everything is inside in me. Mai eva sakalam jatam, mai sarvam pratishtitam, mai sarvam layam yati, tad brahmadvayam asmiham. You will not understand anything because you have to stand under it. Nothing to understand. This is the truth. Now tell me, what understanding we want to have? That the space is the container and the hall is the content. What sadhana will you do? No. Similarly, external air, internal air. If you cut it, You can't sustain. Therefore, where is the body? Body is in the air. See, the division between external and internal is done by who? By the mind. So everything is in the mind. Recognize this. See? When they give local anesthesia to do some operation in a appendages, so when the operation, this anesthesia is set properly, then they can say, okay, you can see nothing will happen to you, and they will be cutting your toe and all that. You can watch that. They are cutting. Oh, you saw that, and then I am telling you my experience about this thing. And then blood is coming. They remove whatever they have to remove. Then they stitch. That time, what experience I thought was, I think I am realized he's cutting my toe, but no pain. I have conquered body identification for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, again it started paining. So during that 15 minutes, what happened? Mind was banned entry in that area. That day, it became my clear experience and conviction. Everything is in the mind. Nothing is anywhere. Therefore, the day we take this firm resolution, spiritual practice is mind your mind. And what is the minding the mind? Relax. Be at peace with yourself. Don't talk to yourself. Before we talk to others, ask a question. Is it necessary to talk? Slowly, the mind will remain as an asset, not as a liability. This is what it is. Esha Agnistapati Suryaha. It is the same principle of life at the totality. What is at the individuality, which is supporting all the faculties, the same principle is supporting at the totality. Same principle. What we call it as Jiva at the individual level is called as Hiranyagarbha at the totality level. Esha Agnistapati, Esha Suryaha. Because of him, the fire is hot. Because of him, the sun is giving light. Parjanyaha Esha. Because of him, only the air, the rains, Bhagavan, Indra Bhagavan, Vayuhu, Prithvi, Rai Devaha, all these faculties or the functions at the totality level, Satya Asatya Amrutamcha. All that is with form, without form, existing eternally the same, everything is the expression of this divine self. Like the electricity is distributed at two stages. One is what you call the big power station. Second is in your own house, a small meter. It is not there, it is, expensive. Yahan sasti milti. No, same. In this manner, the understanding of totality versus individuality is brought. And totality is the cause, individuality is the effect. Individuality cannot remain without the effect of the totality. Like a child born in Bengal and brought up over there, learning English. Now in Bengali language, va is pronounced as ba. So if he is brought up over there, whenever he has to do, he may be highly educated, but he will never be worried. Effect, totality effect. You go to UP, Bihar, there also before the utterance of sa, They have to add E. They cannot say directly, sir. Therefore, Ishtar, Ishtail, Ismail, Istri. Therefore, our individuality is influenced and under the care of the totality. For this purpose, this topic should be properly learned and understood. So, the totality is also created, supported by the same. Like what? Ara iva ratanabhau prane sarvam pratishtitam ruchaha yajunshi samani yajna kshatram brahmacha. So this principle of life at the totality level alone is supporting all the Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda, then what are the various kind of karma kanda, yagya, then Kshatra, Brahma, all the different types of varnas. Kshatra is the Kriya Shakti, Brahma is the Jnana Shakti. All of them are supported by the same reality like Rathanabhau, Prane. Like in the Nabi, in the hub of the wheel, all the spokes are surrendered in the same manner. This is the center of complete creation, and we are that center. See, these are so simple things. 1 point center. Take a radius of 1 inch, draw a circle. Same center. Second radius of 2 inches, second circle. Go on adding any number of circles. Will the center be influenced by that? Addition of circles will not have any burden on the center. But without the center, there cannot be a circle. What is to be done? Is the center imprisoned in the circle? No. Independent. But then mistaken. Only this body I am. This is the circle. This is only I am. And me, and then my wife, one circle. Then me and my son, one second circle. Then me and my third son, 20th son. We have caught ourselves in this body identification. And therefore, all the problems of life begin. So, Ara iva ratanabhau prane sarvam pratishtitam. Therefore, friends, to come to this, we have to discard our individuality and look upon the world as the divine expression. So, which includes everything, the material world, the scriptures, then the various kind of activities, everything is supported and existing only in this reality. प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे त्वमेव प्रतिजायसे तुभ्यं प्राणः प्रजापतिस्त्वां इमां बलिं हरन्ति य प्राणे प्रतिष्ठिष्यसि प्रजापतिश्चरसि गर्भे त्वमेव. In the womb, the same Paramatma alone is Pratishtasi, is maintaining everything over there, and you are alone born. Ocean is told, oh ocean, you are the prana, and in your womb are all the waves, and the unmanifest waves, they only come out of you, oh prana, oh ocean, and all the waves, when they go back to you. Waves don't come from outside like the birds. They are unmanifest. They only become manifest. In the same manner, this world is not coming from anywhere. See, Bijasyantar Ivankuro Jagadidam Prang Nirvikalpam Punaha. Like in the seed, the whole tree is contained. It doesn't come from outside. It becomes manifest, unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest. Is it not our life? We go to sleep, there the whole world has gone. Again it comes out. Again it goes back. Bhagwan must be a big bubble gum eater. They bring out. And after, oh, nothing is created, nothing is destroyed. Hey Maharaj, so Prajapatischarasi garbe tvameva pratijayase. You only get in, you only get out. And tubhyam pranaha prajapati imam balim haranti. And therefore, all these faculties, they are only supporting you, they bring to you. Eyes don't see and enjoy. It is somebody behind the eyes who is seeing and enjoying. Ears don't suffer or don't enjoy. Somebody. We have to recognize this principle. So, haranti ye pranehi pratitishasi. And therefore, you are living in this body as well as in the totality. Remaining part we'll see in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.